Hey everybody, Zee Garcia here, and today I wanted to talk about the 10 expansions I'm most looking forward to that you'll be able to get your hands on at Gen Con this year. I adore expansions for games. Having a game that I already know I really like and then getting more content for that, whether it just grows what's available, whether it gives me new ideas and options, whether it's modular and I can pick and choose the parts I want to include from one game session to the next, all of it just really excites me. And so I've been looking at what's coming up. I wanted to share these with you in case A, you're not familiar with them and so you can find out they're coming out, or B, if you are familiar with them, just so I can talk about them a little bit. So I'm going to knock these out, 10 through 1. And it was very hard to rank these, by the way. So my number 10 is Sagrada 5 and 6 player expansion. So what you're getting is, of course, the ability to play with 5 people or 6 people now, as opposed to the maximum of 4 in the original game. But you're also getting more of what's already in the game. You're getting new powers. You are getting new of the goal cards. You are getting more dice. I think there's like 40 new dice in there. And then they also have in there some sort of wheel that holds dice, which I guess is there to balance a game with 5 or 6 players. I'm not sure how that works yet, but it sounds interesting. And so that's one I'm looking forward to giving a go and checking it out. My number 9 is Near and Far Amber Mines. Now this is a modular expansion in which you can pick and choose what you want to throw in. I thought Near and Far, while I have woefully not played enough of it, my plays of it were fantastic. I love the game, and so getting more content, getting more story, new concepts. There's now a market. There is now the Amber Mines themselves. There is just a lot more going on, and while this game didn't necessarily need more, there's a lot in that base game, having more, and again, picking and choosing what you throw in is always exciting. My number 8 is going to be an expansion for Role Player, and I've heard nothing but good things about this one. It's going to give you now the ability to not just customize your role-playing character, but put them to the test and go out there and actually fight some baddies. And that sounds like a great concept. I just love the idea of not just rolling up your character, but actually using it and getting some new play enhancements that way. It sounds like it opens up quite a bit of play design space, and I'm excited about that. My number 7 is Sai, The Rise of Fenris. And this is one of the bigger expansions here on this list. It's one which is modular, but also sort of legacy-esque. You are able to play through a story that opens up new boxes and gives you new contents and new ideas as you are playing through several games in a row. And so you can choose to do that. Once that's done, though, you can then pick and choose what you want to play with. So you don't actually mark anything up. You don't destroy anything from the sounds of it. You are just discovering the expansions in a pre-ordered way to tell a good story. I'm very excited to dive into this one. Scythe is a very crunchy, very enjoyable game with the hint of a great story. But this seems like it's going to bring that story to fruition. It's going to give you actually not just, hey, there's a story going on over there, but actually pull you right into that story and let you be a part of its telling. So very cool. My number 6 goes to Onitama. This is an expansion called Way of the Wind. I really like Onitama. I really like the first expansion that gave you more cards for you to play with. And since you're only using 5 cards for the entire thing, having more cards is great. Well, this one gives you more cards again, but it also gives you a new neutral character that goes on the board, and both players can move that piece. I don't know a whole lot else than that, but that sounds exciting. I like the ability of, or the idea of a piece that is both a weapon for me and a threat. And so I'm excited to give this one a go and see how it folds in, just how it plays out. It's got me, thinking about possibilities that I'm sure they've explored that I can't wait to discover if in fact they are in there. So that's Onitama Way of the Wind. My number 5 is Downforce. Danger Circuit is what this expansion is called, and it is basically, besides a couple of new cards and such, 2 new racetracks. That's 4. 2 new racetracks. It's one board, double-sided, and both of the tracks look fantastic. One of them has what appear to be hazard spots as you are traversing this rocky terrain. And then the other side, which is even crazier, I'm very excited about this, has a track that loops on itself. So there's a section on the track where cars are going to be racing in both directions, coming at each other. I can't wait for hopefully some crazy hijinks that happen at that intersection that we'll see, but it just looks incredible. More of what we already liked and some exciting new tracks. So Downforce looks like it's going to get a nice boost. Love that game. All right, that is number 5. My number 4 is King of Tokyo Anubis. This is the third monster pack that they've released as a standalone monster for King of Tokyo. This also works for King of New York, by the way. You can use it in either one. But they give you the monster, and they give you those cards, the upgrade cards, that they'll give you a set for King of Tokyo and a set for King of New York. The thing that really caught my eye here is that included in this package is a pyramid, basically a 4-sided die. And it seems like utilizing this die, whether you roll it or set it, I'm not sure, but it's going to unlock and go with some of those special power cards. Looks great. Love the artwork, of course, and the idea behind it. Some of the mechanical things that it seems they've been exploring in there sound very exciting. My number 3 is for Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters, and it's a cooperative game, kind of geared towards kids, but it's a fantastic game. Definitely recommend you play it if you've never done so. It sort of feels like Pandemic Light. Well, they're coming out with a new expansion called Creepy Cellar, and they are going to add a piece to the mansion that you were playing on before. So now instead of running in and grabbing treasure and just walking out of the door, I think you need to grab that treasure and take it down to the cellar. So that sounds cool. But there's also treasures that while you are carrying them, penalize you. So I'm not sure how that's going to happen, but it sounds very cool. They've added a few new ghosts. They've added some new concepts in there. I can't wait. I've been ridiculously enamored with this game. Again, it's a very unassuming looking game. It's very pretty, but it seems like a kid's game, and it's really, I've been able to enjoy with lots of different people. So can't wait to get Creepy Cellar in there and get the game to the table again. That's my number 3. My number 2 is King Domino Age of Giants. This is an expansion that actually works for both King Domino and Queen Domino. I should mention that. I've already done a review of this as well, so I know I like it. But I wanted to put it on here anyway because it is an exciting release. You should definitely go check it out. It's going to add some new tiles. It adds giants. And those giants, when you draft their tiles, you'll get to go earlier in the turn. That's a good thing. But the giants block your crowns on your board, which hurts your scoring. That's a bad thing. However, they give you another kind of tile, which lets you send the giants away to other people and mess them over. It's a great expansion. The only reason I would say maybe, think about it twice is if you really don't like confrontation. But if you're okay with a little bit of that, you're going to love it. On top of that, they give you a bunch of new tiles with goals. You reveal a couple of these at the beginning of the game, and those are new scoring opportunities, things you can go for if you so choose to try to nab a few more points. Really great stuff. And then lastly, number 1 for me is that one right there. Actually, my number 1 is Beyond the Gates for Paper Tales. Is that what it's called? It sure is, Beyond the Gates. I really love this expansion. I love Paper Tales. I think it's a fantastic drafting game. And Beyond the Gates is going to give you more cards, more buildings you can build throughout the game, and a solitaire play mode, which is fantastic. It really simulates the feeling you get in a multiplayer game and keeps it and maintains it while you're playing just by yourself. It doesn't feel like a different thing, like taking the components and giving you a weird sort of pseudo variation on the original play. This feels like you're playing a multiplayer game with minimal manipulation on your end also. So really, really enjoy it. So there you go. Those are the top 10 expansions I'm looking forward to at Gen Con. Hope you check them out as well. If there's one expansion you feel I missed, if there's one expansion you are particularly looking forward to yourself, tell me in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. But that's it for me. I'm Zee Garcia. Thanks for checking this out. I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com.